Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. There's an action-packed week this week, but Amir, he is our football man this week. So this week it is an episode of Amir. Went to about 15 games. Take it away.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to start with my team. 6-0. Cole Palmer 4 goals. I'm going to start the panel off with a question. Is Cole Palmer the best right winger in the Premier League?
No, because he's not even a right winger at the moment.
No, because
Okay.
Jared Bowen scored more non-penalty goals than
And Salah's up there as well.
Okay, then where does
Shamelessly.
Well, to me, he is at the moment because I'm not seeing a player like this carry us in quite a while. Calm, cool, collected, chic, finishing, stylish. He's him at the moment, and the fact that we thought Nkunku would have been the main man, and obviously it's not worked out for him, and Cole Palmer stepped in at it'll be young player of the seasons, 100%. Unless you guys think any other players you guys want to bring in, young player.
Philip Foden.
I think Cole Palmer's achieved more than Philip Foden.
He probably, but you know how it goes with how if City win the league.
I think City win the league. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think Palmer's got it in the bag, and on Saturday when we play them in the FA Cup, it'll be a good battle to watch. In terms of the game, obviously the main talking point is going to be that penalty crap. I don't know what's going on. We have a penalty taker. I don't know why. I guess I kind of get it. He was on he scored a hat trick, and someone else wanted to get involved. I get it, but he's a penalty taker for a reason. If he's on the pitch, he'll take it. So I don't get why Jackson and Noni were chipping in. Quite embarrassing on our part because it was more talked about than the actual 6-0 win, in which we were very good. Apart from the Bebe chance, we dominated them. Everton are quite bad, aren't they? I mean, with the appeal as well and the points deduction, I mean, they're not really good, are they? So, but more on their part.
I was going to touch on while you mentioned that penalty thing. I did a bit of research just before we started the episode. So Chavez and Elliot, this involves you as well. So Bruno in his career has got 87.5% hit rate on penalties. As a Man United fan that you've watched a lot of games, have you ever seen anyone try and take the ball off of him? Obviously, with him missing penalties.
Dan, he gives the ball. He gives the ball.
And this is the thing. Elliot.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Elliot, Bukayo Saka has an 85%. Obviously, he missed the one against West Ham. There might be internal discussions that Erdegaard will take the next one if it's a nerves thing. But have you ever seen anyone walk up to Saka and try and snatch the ball off him, like has happened to Cole Palmer probably about 5 times this season?
Not at all, Daniel.
And me being a Watford fan, Troy Deeney, 85%. No one took penalties off him. I'm doing it fairly. So, and Amir, down to you. Cole Palmer, 100% penalties, penalty success rate.
So we can't look at too far. But
again, as I said, 4 or 5 times this season, whether it was, I think it had Mudrik's done it before, and obviously Madueke and Jackson. Surely you've got to drop the players.
You know what the root of all that is young players trying to get a goal and caring more probably about individualism than the team in general. Because an experienced player, like you saw the Gallagher's, who is more experienced, or the Thiago Silva's trying to calm him down. Listen, if the team wins, everyone wins. It's not you get your goal, etc. We've seen it a few times before in previous games where they've taken shots when they should be passing. That's kind of the issue. I can see a hand up. Go for it.
Thank you very much. I usually never do that. Anyhow, I just wanted to say that I think Dele Alli knocked it on the head. I don't know if any of you guys watched the video that he analysed it as well. He was basically saying like all of these strikers that you're 4-0 up and you're trying to take the penalty to try and get on the score sheet. If you're a striker and you're 4-0 up and you haven't got on the score sheet already, then something's obviously wrong. So you shouldn't be trying to ask for something like that.
Not really. I mean, Jackson.
If you're 4-0 up and you're a striker who's been on the pitch for 60 minutes and you haven't scored yet, and you're asking for the penalty, something's wrong.
He got an assist. Was it 2 assists, 1 assist, 2 assists? So again, he had a contribution.
He had a goal and assist. So I don't understand that point.
But that's what Dele Alli said.
For the hat trick, or he just wanted to get a goal bonus. I don't know, but to me, it was a bit of humiliation, and it's quite a shame. That's the most talked about point, the one negative over the fact that we found them 6.
Yeah, it's sad that we even have to talk about it, but this is all of us. We love drama. I'll give you one counter though for that. Isn't it just the case of like nowadays in society, we contribute to this in football. It's all about stats and numbers, and these players are young. They've grown up on that. they're obsessed with that. They obviously get worried about how many goals and assists they're getting, which I think the older school player probably didn't, because anything can mask a bad performance with a goal and assist. So I actually think it's a good thing. Just excited, want to get a goal, want to prove something. It's
Yeah,
not a
but then
bad
when
thing.
you get told once and you're pushing each other or just trying to like square up to each other,
Yeah,
it gets
I mean, no. If it happens again, Amir, then as Dan said, don't play the next game. You've got to get removed from the team because that's
Yeah, I agree.
childish. Yeah.
Poch saying they will be out if they do it again. I mean, Poch ain't got much of a backbone.
No, I think
anyway.
Poch will be out. Yeah,
But this
himself.
is
The next time it happens.
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
thing. Say if it's a late penalty on the weekend, like on Saturday against City in the cup. What's he gonna? It's a pressure situation against his old club. What's he gonna do if, like, as I said, like Mudryk or Jackson or Madueke, if he makes it onto the pitch at Wembley? Obviously,
Yeah.
The
what's
thing
he
don't
is,
gonna
as
do
think
well,
then?
is he's the designated
I don't
penalty taker as well, so he shouldn't really
No,
necessarily stand down.
I
it
don't
won't
think
happen again.
it's happen again. To be honest, I don't
No.
think this is something that happen again. It's very unlikely. But the last thing I'm going to say is obviously before we go, I'm going to say is Palmer again, Palmer again, Palmer again, ole ole.
That was a quick
Okay.
end to that
Yeah.
shit song, but yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
This is why.
You also managed to we'll move on to Arsenal now, I suppose. As you saw them, I mean, you did go to the Villa game as a Chelsea fan.
Now, should we
Did
not
it?
go?
Either not.
What about the
But-
Bayern?
But this is what I was going to say. But starting with Elliot, take it away.
Yes,
Penalty-
2-2,
penalty
Bayern Munich.
kicks and yeah,
Yes,
everything.
yes. Let me retract my thoughts back to that 2-2 game at home. Amir, you were there watching it with me, weren't you? Yeah. In my opinion, I think just I don't know whether or not that like they turned down the fans or not for the TV to see if they can't like quieten down. But I think for the start of the game, everyone was very loud in the stadium. We were like chanting North London forever. That was fantastic. As 20 minutes went in, we all kind of died down a bit. We have 60,000 fans. Maybe it's kind of we didn't have anyone to play off because when you have like the other fans singing their songs, you're like, well, I want to sing my songs now. So whereas if you sing your songs, you got no one to like beat off, like go back and forth, then it kind of maybe just dies out. Anyhow, the game itself, I think the first half, Sane is a very big problem for us. He was absolutely phenomenal against us. Open up Kivior like a tin of beans. So obviously, which is why Zinchenko got brought on. He played fantastic. Don't know why he got brought off. Kane is very annoying because he's very good, and I hate to admit it, but he's a very good player. He's not even like a number 9. He's like a number 9/10. He'll come collect
Strong elbow.
and then oh yeah, well, this is the thing. It's like fine. Like people wanna say, oh look, it's red card, this, that, and the other. Fair enough. Like it's not. But then if for example people say that's not a red card, then I don't know. Like you got to keep the consistency throughout the game. Because then, for example, people saying, oh, it's a red card. It's not red. Sorry, not red card. A penalty for Bayern Munich for when Gabriel handballed it. And the referee pretty much explained this. Yeah, I mean, I can see your face. The referee explained this. So basically, he used the essence of common sense because there was no advantage given to Arsenal at this certain time. What advantage do we get for simply Gabriel handballing it and passing it back to Raya? There was none. It was simply just taking the goal kick from his point of view. I mean, you're on mute, by the way.
I'm not on mute.
Oh, you're just a bit quiet. Sorry. Go on.
To be honest with you, the ref using the common sense is a bullshit. He picked the ball up when he.
It's covering up.
I'm sorry,
No,
it's a penalty.
I
He got away
wholeheartedly
with
agree with
one,
that.
to be honest.
No, we didn't.
I'm in the
It's in a- it's-
ballpark of Elliot here. It is.
Why-
I wouldn't. The amount
What
of ti-
advantage do we gain from that?
I was
what
going to say,
advantage?
scrap the advantage.
Doesn't matter, you get an advantage.
Yes, it does. Why does it matter?
I was going to say,
Why did he
scrap the
pick it up?
advantage.
Okay, so
Why
if that's a penalty, is Saka's won a penalty?
No,
Oh,
this,
I'll explain the Saka one in the perfect thing that should have happened with the Saka one. Look, the Saka decision, right? You know how we've been arguing all week about if it's not a pen, it is a pen. You know how the referee in that moment has to make a decision, has to be sure it's a penalty. Fine, using common sense that you just talked about before, he didn't give the penalty. Now,
That's why.
the right thing.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
no. But the right thing here then is VAR has a look, and there's still a bit of doubt on 2 different angles. You send the referee to the monitor. It's a tough decision, but unfortunately, you're the referee out of the 8 billion in the world. You've got to make it. Look at that screen and then tell us. If they did it that way, that's the absolute perfect outcome. I still think the right decision was made, but that's
I
how they
agree.
should use VAR. The L. On the same
Common
thing,
sense was used in both situations. It's as simple as that. You're wholeheartedly right. You're in the last minute of the game, and it's a goal-winning opportunity to go for us to basically win against Bayern Munich in a quarter-final of a Champions League, and you make that call. That's a penalty kick. Very harsh. If it is like an all-and-out penalty kick as well, and we can see like Noise completely wiped him out. Fair enough. Penalty. Yeah, but how do we know? Maybe he was trying to like curve around and he couldn't get out of the way quick enough.
No,
How do
do
we
you not
know?
see the angle of his trailing leg? He could have very easily knocked it to the left and gone round him. He was looking for the penalty. 100%.
He did knock it to the left, but just decided to put his right leg out.
This is what I put in the group chat, and Chavez went, "You're what did I said I agree that it shouldn't be a penalty because, as I said, he's left his trailing leg out, as you said, and Vardy made a living out of that for 8 years. But also in the letter of consistency and the letter of the amount of penalties that are given for little stupid things like that, it should, quote unquote, be
And
a penalty.
consistency,
And and,
No,
and
yeah.
it
Chavez turned
shouldn't.
round.
I'm
Chavez
sorry,
turned
no,
round.
that's not
No,
correct at
in
all. Well,
terms of the
because others
consistency.
have given wrong decisions, he should have given a wrong
Well, should we
decision.
just be consistently wrong? Then I'm the one who's been wrong, by the way, the Harvey Elliott thing. So, and Pillistri,
Also,
like,
Anyhow,
I
then.
was going to say, just on my last point on that is the amount of times, I know it's slightly different if it's a free kick, but the amount of times that a free kick take will place the ball down inside their own, like for an offside, and roll it back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper will then pick the ball up and roll it and replace it down to waste time. What's the difference? In theory, there's not. It's just it's in the penalty area. As in,
Sorry, what?
like,
What
if
were you
some,
saying? I'm sorry.
I don't know, for example, Gabriel places the ball down, Cole Palmer's flagged for offside, 25 yards away from Arsenal, from Chelsea's goal or whatever. Gabriel places the ball down and kicks the ball back to Raya to waste 30 seconds like they normally do.
The whistle was
Raya
never
then
gone before.
no, but that's
The
what
whistle, the
hypothetically.
whistle was gone. But the
The
whistle
amount of
was gone.
times, but the amount of times that players do that and the keeper just picks it up and throws it forwards again and wastes another
You're
15,
missing the
20
one clear
seconds.
thing. You're missing the whistle blow. He blew the whistle, expecting him to
Yeah, but
kick the
again,
ball and
some
go
common
play.
sense was kicked into his
It's
head
not.
there,
It's,
Amir, which
no,
is
no. There
why
was
it
no
wasn't
common
given as a
sense from
penalty. It is
Gabriel
common
to pick
sense.
the
If you
ball up.
can't see
I'm
it from a
sorry,
common
there was
sense
no
point
common
of view,
sense.
you're lost.
I
You're lost.
also
I'm
think that
not.
there was
I'm sorry,
no.
You are
got away
lost.
with it.
You're just
there-
playing
You
some
got away
robotic
with
football
it.
that is abiding by every single ounce of the law. So in your
If
eyes,
that was
then, if
against the
that's a
game,
penalty, then Saka's is a penalty. No, because it's contact in
no,
the
but this is
box.
two different situations.
Chat
This is
shit. No,
two
it's
different.
not. How is it two different situations? I'm going off your
One got
analogy
one.
here,
That's
robotic
one was
bullshit
handball.
of how if it's a
One was
penalty or not.
handball. I'm
do
sorry.
you know what it is,
One was.
Amit? You know what he's saying? Like, it's a very weird. Technically, you're right, but it's a weird precedent to start doing that. Because if you do that, then for starters, Kane should be sent off directly by the law.
Exactly.
Every
Kane
time
gets a
there's
red card. I don't think it's a
the
red card.
keeper holds the ball for more than 6 seconds, should be a yellow card, and the accumulation like you then have to
It's
be
robotic.
Yellow card
It's
early.
robotic.
I've got. If you give the yellow card early, he's not going to do it again, is he?
Yeah,
That's
no,
how
it's
you
like
do it.
it's a change that happens. It needs to happen in
In
football,
that
but
situation, too many referees let it go. They give the yellow card in the first 20, 30 minutes. He won't do it again for the rest of the game.
you're right. No, I
It-
agree with
it's-
that. I agree.
Yeah, okay, Amir. So
that's
if that was a penalty for Gabriel, then was that a red card for Kane?
Yeah,
Following your
absolutely.
eyes.
By the law, because he
Go on.
looked at him before he elbowed him.
Yeah, go on. Yes or no?
No.
If you say no, yeah, you're
No,
embarrassing.
Amir,
You can't even
what?
follow. You
No.
can't
Not
even
a red
follow
card.
your
Why
own
was it a
rules.
red card?
I mean,
Embarrassing.
look,
If he
I
turns
mean, he
around
looked at
and
him.
then goes
Yeah,
like
he
that,
looked at him and then elbowed him in
if
the
he goes
face.
like that and then goes like that,
Trying to see
it's a
where
red
he
card.
is.
He's intentionally trying to stop him like that.
Elbows are always out when the
Oh,
that
look, so you're
one.
going back on your own analogy of follow by the rule book. Anyhow, look, we'll just go on from that. I just wanted to say so.
You
We're going
got
nowhere.
lucky against a struggling Bayern team, basically. That's all.
No,
That's all I clocked.
you just I'm trying to
Them
explain
white
it to you.
cards
It's just like trying to talk to a brick wall.
All right, now let's get to the
Anyhow,
next game,
anyhow,
next Arsenal
yeah.
game.
Next Arsenal
Anyhow,
game,
Even
yeah.
better. Even
let's see
better.
if we can do it at the Allianz.
No, wait, no. I'm on about Aston Villa.
Yeah, I was just wanted to add that on. Let's see if we can do it at the Allianz.
I
You
think I
can't.
got you in the second leg, to be honest. Well, guys, before we move on, predictions. What are we saying? I think Bayern's going to go through.
Yeah, I still think they will, but it's just the Allianz, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Arsenal are a better team, but nerves will get to them. It's unfortunate, but your players are
If
young.
we don't play
They're-
Zinchenko, then yeah.
Oh, but Lutsenko was the saving grace. He was one of the best players against Bayern. Apparently, it's just a fickle fan base. One game, like.
Do you know what? It would be a great moment for them, but they're not
Zinchenko-
being the next team.
Let's
Man
say
City, Roma,
we
you
do
saw the
magic. Yeah,
quality
if we
of the-
magically go through, we've got a very fucking hard opponent.
the two best teams in the world, it seems, the way
Yeah.
they played. Man City
We've
and Real
literally
Madrid.
got exactly.
Listen, if you're good enough to beat them, we beat Real Madrid in the quarters. We beat Man City in the final.
There's always an opportunity. You never say
Mm.
never,
You're good
but the
enough to win
odds are
enough,
very low.
like, I'd rather be an underdog. Probably underdog will probably
We are an
suit you.
underdog.
The pressure. Probably not.
You're
not.
not.
At this
You're
point.
not. You know, you
Oh,
said
you're
yourself,
not.
how you're like third favorite or some crap. So you're
Oh,
not. You're
don't
the
do this
favorite.
to me. Everyone's a
Yeah.
fine
What you
side. It's
said.
like 70% fine in the world versus us.
Should we move on to the Villa game?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Go for it first.
For me,
Go.
yeah, sure. I'll quickly sum it up. First half, great from Arsenal. I think we played our cards very well. We had some good attacking bouts. I think Trossard should have scored against in the first half against Emi Martinez, but didn't. Is what it is. Second half, I don't know what happened. Unai Emery had the talk of his life at half time, and they decided let's actually get some fucking juice into our team for Aston Villa side of things, and our team decided to capitulate and go fuck this. We can't be asked to play anymore, and we looked absolutely fucking knackered, and we couldn't be asked to play, and threw it away to them. Come in.
Interesting. What I'm going to look at is first of all, I'm in awe of Unai Emery. I think Unai Emery is one of the top managers in the league. The way he's brought this Aston Villa side up, you can only applaud it from them being in the bottom. They were in the bottom three at one point, weren't they, with Gerrard, aren't they? And he could probably end up winning the conference because he was the only team in England to win in Europe. With Arsenal, you have to look at the missed chances in the first half. As you said, the Trossard chance. But then you also got to look at Arteta. Arteta has to be at fault here. Bringing off Odegaard, who is the one key player in that whole team, was absolutely stupid. Emil Smith-Rowe doesn't do half of what Odegaard does. And I know he's a young player, passion, comes from the whole Arsenal academy, but he's not Odegaard. Odegaard can pick a pass out, etc. Should have stayed on the pitch the whole game. As he said, Zinchenko, another scapegoated player. I mean, Trossard missed that chance, didn't he? You can't just look at Zinchenko because a few misplaced passes and stuff.
It's true.
To be honest,
Very true.
Ben White got rinsed by Zaniolo on the right back. No one's
Not
talking
really.
about him as. Well, he did because I saw Zaniolo absolutely rinse him every time.
Not really.
He did come off though. What about
Who?
him coming off at half time? Ben White. Ben White
He didn't come off at half time. Come off in the 60th minute.
Well, sorry, he must not have been good to come off then, would he?
Maybe
Why
we're
did he
resting him
come
for Bayern Munich.
What about the league?
What about the league?
I think
We're
no,
still
you're
in it.
definitely you're definitely prioritizing the league more than UCL. That's
You
why I
gotta
found.
look at
That's why the
Arteta,
Odegaard
sorry.
strange substitution was very strange. He's
Yeah,
your
I
best
was
player.
very weird. I agree. I 100% agree with
I
that.
mean,
Very,
Gabriel
very weird
Martinelli.
sub.
I thought Martinelli should have come on earlier, or if not started. I think
I agree.
Trossard is a impact sub. You got to look at Arteta because he's thrown the league away 2 years in a row now. And to be honest, how much more patience do you have as a
Every single
Arsenal
ounce of
fan?
patience in the world. Don't ask me that question ever again.
Because, I mean,
Go on.
it could be a pot V2 here at the moment.
No,
That's
it's
what
not.
it could be. It's looking that way, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I
I'm
remember
awaiting the day when.
Tottenham played great football back when Pochettino was around. Look
Oh
what
yeah,
he
guys,
led
just
to.
quickly, by the way, I see this all over fucking Twitter. This is getting on my nerves. Van der Ven or Saliba?
No,
Saliba.
Saliba.
Yeah.
It's getting on my
Probably
nerves
just-
how people are trying to compare that fraud to Saliba when he got
Well, he's
dropped
not a
twice in that
fraud.
Newcastle game. Yes, he is.
I mean, some
Nah,
people also saying Rice has been falling off. I don't think so. I think Rice was still one of the better players on the pitch.
I agree. Yep. Nick, yeah.
I don't think Havertz still being on was a bit weird. I mean, if anything, he should have come off for Jesus. I don't think Havertz.
I
And
do
he's
agree
just
with.
another-
Oh, I don't know if what you were about to say about Gabriel though, Amir. Was that just to calm the fuck down in situations where it's high pressure?
What happened with Gabriel?
I don't know. I just feel like whenever he's in a high pressure situation, he kind of capitulates and just goes, like, kind of goes, "What do I do next?" He doesn't really think that much. But then as soon as he's got the other ball under control, he knows he's good.
I think he's been
It
better.
happened. It happened in the Bayern game where he kind of made a missed pass to Kivior, and then it happened in this game where he whacked it against Zinchenko, nearly cost us a goal.
In the first half, wasn't it?
I mean, I just
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
understand.
Yeah, it just needs to
um,
chill out.
I think the subs definitely cost you, and obviously Unai Emery masterclass. Guys, where does
I get
Unai
called
Emery
Bailey.
managers in the league at the moment?
Where
Based on
his
Villa
current
being
position is.
fourth. I think he's top three.
Well, who would be ahead of him in third? Aside from Pep and Klopp.
Potter.
No, I think Emery. Honestly,
Oh, Arteta. No, I still say Emery. But Arteta maybe in the future. We need to see what this turns into. But right now it's Emery. Emery's got European pedigree.
I suppose. Does that wrap up Arsenal? Have you got anything to add on,
but
Chavez?
what do you think? Do you think the league's done now? Is it fully done, or do you still?
City, when City
I'm
go top,
hopeful.
when City get a sniff of blood and go top of the league, they don't tend to lose.
Yeah.
They don't tend to concede. Though I did see it. I
City
saw
do
a
get
thing
on my
on
nerves
Amazon.
though.
Saw a thing on Amazon, like they tweeted it earlier on Instagram. Sorry, and it was like they've conceded. They've only kept one clean sheet in their last 9 away games, and they drew to Forest away last year. It's like there was a glimmer of that. There's a glimmer of hope. It's
I mean, you've
football.
got to bank on Spurs, really, don't you? I mean, Spurs has been a bogey team for City in the past. I think
They haven't
that's kind of
even
what you're.
scored at their stadium yet, have they?
No, exactly. That's what you're low key banking on. But
Yeah.
I mean, in a space of a week, Arsenal's season could be over, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
What's your next game in the Prem?
They've got a double game week. They've got Wolves and
We got Wolves and
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Out the Chelsea.
Oh,
We'll whack
Imagine.
Chelsea. We'll whack Chelsea. That'll be the easiest game of our lives. My God.
No, I bet it was last time you were trailing 2-0 and then we gifted you 2 goals back, mate. So
Yeah, but we're at home this time.
So
North
this time, Palmer
London
again.
forever.
Palmer again. Ole, ole.
Whatever the weather.
Yeah,
right.
that chant
Moving
doesn't-
on.
Let's
Yeah,
move on.
Bishop
That
Palmer.
chant doesn't-
Moving on to Manchester United,
The
Bournemouth
Arsenal
2,
fans coming back.
Manchester United 2. Bruno Fernandes scoring a penalty without anyone trying to steal a ball off him. So take it away, Chavez.
Dan, you really love the stealing thing, don't you?
It's stupid. I don't understand why they've done it. I don't understand why
It's
they've
just it's out.
Done it.
Yeah, it's
Done it,
outrageous, but it's done. It's done. Okay. Yeah, we were shocking. Just literally, there's no two ways to put it. Bournemouth beat us, I think 3-0 at Old Trafford, or 4-0. Was it 3-0 or 4-0 in the reverse fixture? So we've just been struggling against them. And yeah, on the return fixture, we just got played out the park. And it seems to happen every week. I think the biggest thing right now, the biggest issue, for some reason, Ten Hag can't sort this out, and I don't know why, because it's about 12 games in a row now, is off the ball, out of possession, the gap between the defensive line and the midfield line is too big. And we see every game the exact same thing. It leads to 45 shots to Onana, and it just keeps happening. And it's strange because usually managers overcorrect, and he's just not doing it. I feel like, as I said, he's stubborn. It's one of his deficiencies. He said he has a style of play. He's going to keep trying to play it every game, regardless of who is there, which is stupid because if you've got players that are not able to fulfill it with all the 57 injuries we've had, then you have to change. And the best managers do that. I mean, every manager is able to adapt to a situation. Mourinho's done it. There's countless managers do it. He's just not doing it. And I will explain his style of play. There's a very good video by The Athletic, very briefly on here, as to what Ten Hag's style of play is, because he has tried to do it. It's just we can't do it, and it looks terrible. We play out from the back. Our defenders draw in the attacker. The biggest strength of Man United is we have pacey attackers. He is trying to utilize that by drawing in the players and bombarding the ball forward into space, which is why you see players like Casemiro, who do not have the ability to long pass, blindly kicking the ball forward because it's an instruction. And Bruno, who already loves doing that, is being told to do that. And it's just not working. It's literally out of possession. It is not working. In possession, the players are missing chances. And it's a big, big mess. And he's not willing to go away. I mean, at halftime in that game, I was speaking to some Man United fans. I was praying to just play some football. Stop this playing long ball crap. Just keep the ball, bring Mason Mount on, and take Casemiro off. Just too stubborn. He's not doing it. And that,
to depend on.
yeah, and the midfield that we want, Manu, Mount, and Bruno, we're never going to see it because clearly he has trust issues with that. Because if he does that and it goes wrong, which it very well may, we might lose 10-0 in a game with a lack of defensive player in midfield, and that will be the end. So yeah, he's just it's so over. I feel like it really is over. With him, he's got Coventry next. We should beat Coventry. The moment that's done, we will see what happens. I think our next manager is going to be not Ten Hag. And if we do keep Ten Hag, it's purely so that Ten Hag doesn't end up at a club and does even better, because I think jobs will be...
I think so. The next manager won't be Ten Hag, obviously. He's not going to get reappointed.
He's going to get sacked and come back in. Are you going to be looking into East Anglia, Chavez? Maybe.
Wait, what did I say? My head's Mars when I speak about Ten Hag right now, because it's just a civil war.
You said Ten Hag won't be our manager next.
No, because we might keep him. There's a thing like where it just depends on how he ends the season. It might be we've sacked our manager before from winning the FA Cup. Netherlands manager Van Gaal, he might win the FA Cup and still get sacked. We don't know what Ineos's plan is. Do you know, for the first time with Man United actually potentially looking for a manager, there isn't an outward name where you're like, oh, this man. We had that with Mourinho.
Dipping into the East of England, Chavez, little championship manager of the season, maybe.
It would be absolutely shocking if we went for McKenna now. He has to do it for one more year. Look at Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso could have been managed Real Madrid tomorrow, but he's going to wait a year.
It's Carrick V2, isn't it?
No, but Carrick's not. We need to see what Carrick does. Like, you can't just give someone 1 year of championship, whatever, manager of the season, and just be the Man United manager. You've got to have personality. So we have to see that for one more year. And yeah, do you have any Man United questions? I'd rather not talk about us.
Not really.
Well, to be fair, I just wanted to say how each of you are different fans of football clubs, and each of you are not even certain that your manager will stay this next season, whereas I am.
I want Ten Hag to stay, but it's my opinion. Don't matter.
The difference is with us, though, we want our manager out, but we still might win a trophy.
It's pointless asking me. I'm what?
No. Yeah, yours always go up.
We've already changed.
I'd rather get replaced every 3 to 5 working days.
I'd rather talk about Leverkusen. Have you seen Wirtz linked to Man City? I hope to God that doesn't happen, because if you saw Wirtz scored a hat-trick and then you saw the love from the stadium. These guys, Xabi Alonso staying 1 more year. Frimpong, all of these lot need to stay 1 more year. If they do it, it will generally be so handy, because Bayern are going to get Nagelsmann. They're going to reinforce, and it would be so nice to see Leverkusen go 1 more time at Bayern before everyone starts going away. And Leverkusen become at least a Dortmund. So it's good to see Xabi Alonso stay.
I was going to say, just touch. Obviously, you touched on Dortmund now. I was going to say the other UCL games. Obviously, Madrid are 2-1 up against Dortmund. That's obviously they're playing tonight. Who do you reckon's going to go through there? Or any?
I really hope it. I
I hope
just don't.
Dortmund.
I reckon it'll be
Atletico.
Madrid though. I reckon.
I
Speaking
said I
of-
think Simeone's going to win the UCL, either him or Bayern.
Can we show some love to the Crystal Palace manager? Did you see
Yeah,
that goal?
yeah, I was going to.
The small change some of these managers, but the impact they've had at these clubs in such a small space of time, and included in some aspects, is crazy to me. Like,
Nice.
and then
Because
me and
Roy
you are
Hodgson's a
looking,
fossil. That's
yeah,
why.
but it's such a small like
Yeah.
way through the year, he's come in and they're playing like that already. It's mental.
So we've got Barca PSG. Barca are at home and 3-2 up.
Barca will win that.
Visca Barca.
Mbappe deserves to lose for staying.
Deserves to lose. Also, Chavez, you'll like this one, and Elliot, you'll like this one. Can we just spare a moment to laugh at Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur for losing 3-0 and 4-0 respectively? There's a smirk on Chavez's face.
Yeah, because my only satisfaction comes from other teams. My only satisfaction comes from Leverkusen being successful, just because it's like a underdog story. Arsenal losing and Liverpool losing. It's
Everyone
sad.
hates us.
This is what
We're
Man
so
United.
big. We're
And
so
also-
big.
Before we wrap it
There
up,
you
there's
go.
one thing we haven't actually touched on. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Man City Madrid game, which was 3-0, probably the game.
That was
Oh,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
No, we haven't even touched on that yet.
Felipe Foden goal, the Guardiola's goal, all the
Bangers.
goals in that game were bangers. Even
Yeah.
I'll give Ronaldo's goal a banger as
I'm
well. the
surprised-
way he-
Valverde's goal at the end.
I'm glad it didn't peter up quite a lot of games.
That's the
There was
final,
it was 2-2 after the football, was it?
Yeah.
After the first 20 minutes.
Dan, I was going to say that might potentially be the first game in history to have 6 goals and both teams had less than 1 XG. That shows you how good they are. That's crazy. 6 goals and less than 1 XG. Both teams are amazing.
Yeah.
Anything else, or are we just we wrap it up? Oh yeah. You've already said you're. Are you going to beat City at the weekend to progress to the final, or are you
Well,
just?
obviously, I'm going to back Chelsea, but it's going to be with the underdogs
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So.
Where does your heart lie? Where does your heart lie? Not your heart lie. Sorry, where does your brain lie? Where does your footballing brain lie?
I think we can nick it. We nicked
You
it
can nick
before
it?
against them in under Tuchel when we got to the final against Leicester. I think we can nick it. I mean, look, he's shaking his head because his team aren't winning the trophy this year, so it's kind of
How
crazy.
do you know?
Do you know one
Mystic
thing
Mick.
no one's talked about? It's similar to Guardiola has scored 2 right-footed bangers in a row.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
against
I've
Real
seen
Madrid,
Yeah.
one on the weekend. No one talks about that because no one really cares about Man City. But that's amazing.
I don't know why he
Oh,
wasn't
but
played that
we
much.
also talk
Honestly, he's a
about-
baller.
Cole Palmer is on the same number of goals as Haaland. Can we just deep that for a second? That is
Cole
crazy.
Palmer.
Yeah.
is-
9 penalties. It's 50
Huh?
something, 40 something percent of his
There's the
goals.
one with Bruno Fernandes, and he's complaining about penalties. You
right.
have no,
You let him say that, Chavez. Come on.
complain about penalties. You don't. I'm sorry.
We right. We went through a period where Chavez had the closing statement, so Amir's gone, but Chelsea with 1 foot in the final, playing. Is it going to be Coventry or Manchester United, Chavez? Who's
I
gonna
want
be
United
the
in the
weekend?
final. I want to humiliate.
You'd rather United than Coventry.
I
I mean,
want
you're
to
not.
humiliate you in the final.
All
You're not
I
going to get
want.
to the final.
No, yeah, Man United right now. Ten Hag in the training ground is preparing for Man United versus Man
You're
City. at the end
preparing
of
for
May.
Coventry, or actually Southgate is preparing
They
for
written off
Coventry.
Chelsea. They've got
We're
five.
preparing for a final against. We're preparing for
You're-
a revenge.
Well, then, if you get to a final against City, it's going to be like last year, where you failed your job of like your pressured treble. You obviously you couldn't.
Imagine we
stop
have to
it.
stop the treble again. Imagine
You're
that, and,
sacred.
then, and we fail again.
Certainly
Football,
getting
you
the
know what
Avengers
football's like.
second year in a row.
I want
Nah.
United. I want to embarrass Ten Hag. I want to embarrass Kobe Manu. I want to embarrass
But
Rashford.
you,
I wanna
Amir,
embarrass
you're
Bruno.
never. You
I wanna
know,
embarrass
potentially,
them all.
you're never gonna play against Ten Hag
Chelsea
again.
will
'cause
make that final. Chelsea will make that final. What?
So-
I'm saying it.
What
So
on about?
Amir's got a humiliation
We will make
fetish,
that
and he's
final.
deluded. And he's deluded because he thinks Chelsea.
He's
are gonna
such
beat
an
Man
Arsenal
City.
fan here, isn't he,
Whoa.
bruv? What's going
Yeah.
on with his club?
That is it for this
So
week. Thank you very
Arsenal.
much for watching, and goodbye.